This hay fever genuinely is going to be the death of me. It's not okay. Should we move you down slightly? You look a little bit far away. We're just going to have a little cosy sofa chill today. I've been putting off filming this video for ages and I don't know why, because there's nothing even that I don't want to talk about. Like, I just really could not find the motivation to sit and film this video. Also, I bought this coffee at at 8:45. It's now 9:27. I haven't even had one sip yet. So cheers. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the vid. Oh, delightful, I needed that. But yeah, I don't know why it's taken me so long to actually get to filming this video. I'm not sure. I don't have an excuse, I really don't. I was going to film this in the car, but as you guys know, the weather at the minute is hot. Not complaining, but it is hot. I don't feel like sitting in the car, so we're going to film it here, sitting on the sofa. Grab yourself a drink, get some snacks. I don't know how long it's going to be, probably not too long. But I just want to have a little catch up with you guys. I'm freezing right now. Don't know why, I've got so many goosebumps. I popped a question box on my Instagram a couple of weeks ago and started answering the questions on there, and then I ended up getting so many more than I expected that I thought I'd pop it into a video. A lot of the questions were about the house and Biscuit, which is my rabbit if you don't know. So I'm just going to answer some questions on here, and I may potentially also repeat some of the ones I did on Instagram, just because I know not all of you guys follow me on Instagram. If you don't, why? To be honest, you actually probably should. I know I'm going to get a lot of questions on this outfit as well. These are actually PJs from H&M, and if you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, whatever, I don't wear these well, I do wear them every day, but I promise I only wear them for like an hour a day. I don't sleep in them, so don't think I'm gross and just never get changed, because I promise you I do. I just wake up and put these straight on. I don't even sleep in them. I sleep butt naked, so there we go. I think we'll start with the house questions. Well, actually, no, let's not. I'm going to start with the, like, how are you? How's life? So we've got, how are you, girly pops? How's work? How's life? How are you? Blah, 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 blah. I'm good. Honestly, I'm absolutely fine, thriving, shining, loving life. I've had a couple of things go on recently that I don't think I've actually spoken about on YouTube yet. But it's the perfect time for a little update. So I have actually changed managements again. So if you don't know, when you do social media, it's really good to have a management behind you. They basically deal with all of your like emails, your invoices, you know, the behind the scenes boring stuff that no one really wants to have to deal with. I actually don't mind doing it myself, and the reason I got a new management was basically, so my last management was amazing. I had a really good time. I had a 9-month contract. I really enjoyed myself. I pushed myself as far as I could. I did everything I could. And the problem with me is I feel like I get settled places and I feel like I want more, or like that there's more for me elsewhere, or like I've reached full potential and I need to move on and see what else is out there for me. Like, I don't want to just be comfortable sitting there like, yeah, this is great. I need to know if I could be doing more elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? So my contract came to an end, and obviously I had to make the decision whether to re-sign, go solo again, go back to doing it all by myself, because I think you guys know that I do love the independence and having control of everything. I'm not a control freak, but I do need to know what's going on, where, why, how, you know, I need to know everything, which was what was good with when I was with my last management. Me and my manager had a really good relationship where I could constantly just be bothering her. Like, I probably shouldn't, but she didn't mind. Like, I was constantly just bothering. And yeah, she was really good at sort of like keeping me up to date with things. But yeah, I then made the decision to not re-sign because, like I said, I just want to know if I can push myself in other areas or opportunities elsewhere, or, you know, I don't know. It's a healthy thing to do, I think. It's a normal thing to do. Like, moving on is very normal. Changing is normal. Change can be scary, don't get me wrong. So I have re-signed to a new management, and it is W Model Management or W Talent Management. I should probably know what it's called. It's W. And yeah, I was really nervous about signing, if I'm being completely open and honest, and there's still a lot of like anxiety in me about that. I think because it's my full-time job now, I rely on this massively. Like, it doesn't matter who my manager is. If a brand's gonna want to work with me, they'll find me. Do you know what I mean? But I do obviously have to rely on my management a lot to get me the work. So I do have a lot of anxiety because I feel like I had just sort of got used to my old management. So leaving was a big step for me to take. And you guys know I didn't have the best experiences with previous managements. So yeah, it was quite a big thing for me to decide to leave, and I do still feel very anxious about this. But it's been a week, we're settling in, we're getting there, obviously I've met the team. Shan's under my management as well, which obviously filled me with a lot of confidence because I know she had absolutely smashing life, and she loved it. So yeah, I've got that confidence in me that it's going to be fine, but also part of me is just so like, you never know if you've made the right decision about things in life, and you have to take these risks and try it out, and I'm super excited to get started and see how it goes for me. I love my new manager, he's amazing, and I feel like we're going to get on really well. So I'm very excited, but obviously I'll keep you guys updated with how it's going, how I'm finding it, blah, blah, blah. If you guys are interested in that sort of thing, I do get a lot of questions about like social media and stuff, so I do like to keep you guys in the loop. My rabbits are actually in the garden right now, so I'm just going to have to check on them because I can hear them causing chaos. Right, moving on, let's actually discuss Biscuit, talking about her. So if you didn't know, she had a infection called E. cuniculi, I think it's called, back in January, which basically paralysed the back of her legs and her spine. She got a bit of strength back, but not completely, and then I went away to America. And when I came back, I don't know if it's because I hadn't seen her for so long, like a week isn't that long, but obviously when I see her 24/7, I just noticed that she was just being weird again, like she just wasn't herself. So I left it a couple of days just to see if she'd settle back in, and then it just wasn't right. So I took her back to the vets, and they basically said, at the end of the day, I've got a choice. Either keep her going like this, give her medication again and see if she improves, or obviously make this decision that nobody wants to have to do and get her put to sleep, which is not what I want to do or plan to do. Obviously I need to do what's best for her, but I don't know what the right decision is. I don't know. Some days I wake up and she's absolutely fine and she tries to run and she's running away from me and being a little bugger, and then some days she doesn't want to move. So I honestly don't know what the right decision is at this point. I'm just pushing through every single day and seeing how it goes. She's only one. I think, do you know, I actually don't know when their birthday is. I know that's really bad, but I got them from Pets at Home and we weren't given any of that sort of information. We picked them up on the 1st of August, so I'm guessing they're one by now, because, you know, I think they were like 8 weeks when I got them, but I'm just going to pretend their birthday's the 1st of August, even though it's not, it's definitely not, they weren't born on the 1st of August. So in terms of that, she's never going to be able to walk normally again. But like today she's fine, she's out in the garden loving life. Yesterday she was fine, but the day before she wasn't. And the problem is she can't clean herself, and she can't really she doesn't want to take herself to a litter tray anymore. So my rabbits were actually litter trained, but she doesn't want to take herself to her tray anymore. So she's weeing and then not moving, so she's sitting in her wee, and I know that sounds so gross. But her fur was getting so matted and so just like, oh, it was awful. And I was having to bath her every day, and rabbits aren't actually supposed to be bathed. However, I had advice from the vets to bath her because you can't leave her in that state. So every time I noticed that she was covered in wee, which was twice a day really, I was having to bath her. And then it just got to the point where her fur just, there was no return, you know, like her fur was so matted and just so horrendously awful that, yeah, it was a no-go. So I took her to, I don't really know what you call, like a groomer's basically, and we've had her whole bottom shaved. She looks interesting. I feel for the girl. I think she's embarrassed by how she looks. Like, luckily she's not seen herself in a mirror yet, but I guess she can feel that she's got no fur on her bum. So basically just all around this left side here is what's paralysed. So she's just had this whole bit shaved, and bless her, her skin underneath, obviously she's been sitting in her wee, so she's got like loads of like acid burns like all over her. So I'm hoping like the fresh air and the fact that she's got no fur there now will heal those quickly. And obviously now I know they're there, I'm not washing her with any like shampoos, like obviously rabbit shampoos, nothing. I'm just rinsing her with water because it looks so sore. I'm hoping she can't feel it because she like is basically paralysed there. I'm hoping that she can't feel the skin either, but I don't know if it's just like the bones that she can't feel. But I'm praying she can't feel how painful that is, because I'm telling you, I feel like it would be like putting lemon juice in a cup, like when she wheezes, and oh, the agony. Bless the girl. So people were saying, do they live inside, do they chew things? So yeah, they're inside, outside, all over the place. They do whatever they want. They don't, like, when they're roaming outside, also I don't leave them like that overnight. But they just roam pretty much wherever they want. As long as I'm home, they're out in the garden just running around. And if I'm not, they're just chilling. Biscuit doesn't chew. Cardi does chew, but she chews weird things. So she's never chewed the skirting boards. I think if I left a wire in front of her, yeah, she probably would chew it. She chewed up the stairs. That's the thing that she really runs to. Have to block off the stairs, like when she's just running out there. I wouldn't say they chew as much as other people's rabbits do, and as much as you'd think. I've not had anything wrecked apart from the stairs. Okay, let's go on to some like beauty style questions. So we've got, how do you get your lashes so long? How do you have clear skin? And what brow tint do I use? So lashes, just natural. I don't do anything to them. I really want to get an LVL, but I don't know if they'll just make them too long. But I am tempted to get it done for holidays, so I'll let you know if I do. I'll film it. I'll do another little holiday glow up video because I know you guys love those. Lashes are just naturally this long. I'm very blessed and very lucky. If you want to make them longer, I know there's a lot of serums out there, but I've never tried them. I do have a few, so maybe we could go on a little serum journey together and see how we get on. But eyelash tint, curl them, but I've never even curled my lashes. I don't even have an eyelash curler. I do want to get one, but I just don't feel like I really need it. But yeah, lashes, nothing. Just blessed with the genes of long lashes. My nephews have, and my niece to be fair, have all got such long lashes. Clear skin. My skin is not clear, to say the least. I'll come a bit closer. I've woken up this morning with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a lot of spots. It's hormones, girls. Please don't stress about it. Like, I know looking in the mirror when you've got bad skin is not the nicest thing, but I promise you, it's hormones, it's normal. It's going to happen with females. I mean, even males, like, we all get them. Like, it is so normal. My skin goes through good and bad days. It's usually like this, like the week before I come on my period, and then for the rest of the month, I'm pretty blessed and lucky. But I don't actually use anything on my skin. The more I use on my skin, the worse it gets. I use different moisturiser every day. I'm not gonna lie, I've got so many different moisturisers. But other than that, I don't put anything on my skin because it just flares it up. To take makeup off, I just use a flannel with water. Occasionally, I'll use makeup wipes if I'm like on the train home or if I'm in a rush and I don't have my flannels with me. My hair is slaying today. But other than that, just all the basics. I've just got to check the rabbits again, sorry. Tint for your eyebrows. I used the Isla brow dye. I did try a Revolution one, but it didn't work. So I just used the Isla, I think it's just called brow dye. What is it called? Brow dye? I don't know. The eyebrow tint from Isla, it's like £6 or £7, I think. And I actually use black because I just feel like it lasts longer. Oh my god, I got so many questions about my nose piercing. I must have posted this when I got my nose pierced. Did the nose piercing hurt? What side is it on? Guys, the nose piercing has gone. I woke up the other day and every time I wake up, the first thing I do is just like touch my nose just to check. And it was not there. So I searched the bed for it. It was not there. Went into the bathroom to brush my teeth. And there it was in the bathroom. So I must have taken it out in my sleep and then gone to the bathroom and put it in there. And at least I stored it away nicely because I still got the stud. But yeah, the nose piercing has gone. It was on my left side. That was the third time I've had it done. And if that's not a sign that I'm not supposed to have my nose pierced, I don't know what it is. I won't be getting it done again. That's that. Over and done with. In terms of pain, I was going to say it was awful. It was over pretty quick, but the first 2 times I had it done with the needle and it was fine, but this time I had it done with a gun. And then after that, I had all of you guys messaging me saying don't get it done with a gun. I was like, babe, it's too late, I've done it now. But yeah, that hurt. It made me cry, I'm not going to lie. It was not a pleasant experience. So many of you have been so cute. Your tan, your hair, your smile, you're glowing and growing. Guys, I love you. Any more holiday/festivals this year? So I've actually decided to skip the festivals this year. I did a lot last year and I loved them. Well, I didn't really love Parklife, I'm not going to lie. It was, me and my sister had a great time, but like the actual festival, it wasn't for me. I did get invited to go again this year and I decided to pass. Forbidden Forest, obviously me and Alex went to last year. We had a great day. Again, was invited this year, but decided to pass. I actually had a busy weekend that weekend anyway, so I couldn't go. But Wireless I did get tickets to, but I'm actually going to be on a holiday for that now, so I can't go, which I am sad about because Wireless is always like such a fun day, but Alex isn't here anyway for it, so it wouldn't be the same. And of course my sister is actually pregnant now, guys. That has been announced, so yeah, I'm going to have another niece or nephew on the way. Alena's going to be a big sister, can't believe it. But yeah, we just skipped on Wireless this year. Wow, we've got the tickets still, I need to sell them. But no festivals and holidays, yes. So obviously I've been to Tenerife in March. I went to America in April. And then in 2 weeks, me and Tom are off to Lanzarote. And then in September, me and some of my family are off to Fuerteventura, which will be nice. Hopefully I'll squeeze a couple more in here and there, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I get a lot of questions about my Chanel bag. Someone actually said, is it real? It's amazing. And where did I get it from and stuff? The Chanel is fake, guys. It's not real. I don't have the money to be splashing out on the real. Didn't even have money to splash out on the fake. My sister bought it me from America. So I don't know where it's from. It's just from like one of those little like stalls along the street in New York, I think it was. So I'm afraid I can't help you there. But if you're looking for good inspired stuff, go to Inspired Edition on Instagram. All of their stuff is amazing. Like, I can't fault it. Quality, everything, 10/10. What was your job before starting social media? I've got loads of questions about my job, guys. So I'm going to answer some of those. How did you go about getting your job? How did you get into children's social care? So my old job, I worked in children's social care for 4 years, and then I went into special educational needs for a year before I decided to quit and do this full time. It was never supposed to be like a long-term thing for me. I actually started with an apprenticeship, so a lot of people are saying like, how did I get into it? I was 17, I left sixth form, I didn't like it. I did 1 year, got my AS levels, quit and got an apprenticeship in social care. So I did that for 4 years. Well, no, I did the apprenticeship for a year, and then I applied for just a permanent role, doing the same thing that I did, but just as like a permanent member of staff rather than the apprentice. Was successful in that, so then I just stayed in that role for like 2 years. Then I applied to become like a higher level, so did the interview for that, and then I got that. So I ended up, I don't know if everywhere's the same, I don't think it is, but our council, we had like grades, so I ended up at grade 7. And then when I was in grade 7, I was on a temporary contract because I was covering a maternity role. So then when that came to an end, I either needed to reapply to work in children's social care or do something else, and there was no jobs in my specific office, so I decided to go and do something in special educational needs, which I'm not gonna lie, guys, I didn't really love. I love children's social care so much. I miss working there, I'm not gonna lie. I don't miss the 9 to 5 office lifestyle. Like, I'm so grateful and so blessed and so lucky to like have this as my job, but like, I loved that job so much, and I think if anything ever happened in this social media career of mine, I would definitely think of going back. I really enjoyed my job. I worked on the reception desk before COVID. Obviously when COVID hit, I worked from home, but I was on reception desk. I was speaking to families, getting to know families, children, and like, it was just such a rewarding job. It was hard, don't get me wrong, it was heartbreaking. Like, things I read were awful. Like, there were so many really sort of like moments where you're just like, wow. Like, it's not for the week. Like, it's a tough job, don't get me wrong, but I loved it so much, and yeah, I definitely would go back if anything ever happened to this. But special educational needs, I won't go into it too much because obviously like, it's just personal vibes, but I just didn't enjoy it, I'm not gonna lie. Questions about the house and questions about children and future plans. Children, I don't know, guys, please stop asking. I feel like there's a lot of pressure at the minute about babies and growing families and stuff, and it's overwhelming me a lot. I know that a lot of people on social media are moving on to that stage in their life, but guys, please, it will happen when it happens. Like, I think people forget, like, I choose to put my life on social media, Tom doesn't. Like, he sort of just gets not dragged into it, but you know what I mean, like, this is my choice, not his. So when it involves two people, I just don't feel comfortable really discussing things like that on social media. Obviously, I'll always be open and honest with you guys. Yes, of course we want children, and it's gonna happen as long as we're fortunate enough to. Like, just remember, you don't know what's going on in people's lives. You don't know, like, behind the scenes, the conversations that go on, things that happen, you know. It's just one of those things that I think, I get no one means any harm by asking me when I'm having children and when we're having kids and blah blah blah, but I just think it's just one of those things that I don't know. I think I choose to put my life on social media, so of course you guys are going to naturally ask, and it's a natural progression in life for a lot of people, but like, I don't know, just know, yes, we do want children, and it will happen when the time is right, and I can't wait for that day, but at the same time, there's just no rush. We'll just let life see where it takes us, okay? Thank you. That's why people are asking. They were saying if we have kids, are we going to move house? Because we've only got a 2-bed house. Guys, I want to stay in this house for the rest of my life. I never want to leave it. I love this house so much. I feel so incredibly safe here. This is like home to me. Like, I was really worried that when we bought a house, it would never feel like home to me. So when I lived at my parents', that's the only house I ever lived in. I never moved. That was my house for 21 years. So we bought this house in 2021 and I was just so worried that like it wasn't going to feel homely, like mine. This could not feel like more at home. I don't know if it's because I've made it me or what, but I love it here so much. Like, I honestly never want to leave. Of course, when we do have children, we would have to look at moving to a bigger place. I think we'd be able to have 1 or 2 kids in here, don't get me wrong. Like, I always shared a room with my sisters growing up. There were 6 of us in a 3-bed house and we made it work. But in terms of space and stuff, like even just kids' toys and like all the stuff they need, like having my nephews and my niece, honestly, they need so much stuff. Like, we're just enjoying this at the minute, you know. When we have our first child, I don't want them too close in age. I'd quite like to have quite a big gap in between the first and second child. So I do think we're going to be here for probably the next at least 5 years, unless some miracle happened and we become mega rich and I can move to a mansion in the middle of nowhere. Like, but other than that, we will be here for the long run. And then the other question about the house was the mortgage. So I think a lot of people were confused because I put on my story that the mortgage ends in November, and everyone was like, what, you only had a 2-year mortgage? Well, I thought they were like 30 years, like blah blah. Our mortgage is over like a long period of time. What I meant was our like fixed rate was for 2 years, so we did a 2-year mortgage rather than a 5-year mortgage. So that renews in November. I need to actually look into it because I don't know what we're supposed to do. I don't know if it just automatically renews. Obviously the interest rates are going to change. I don't know. That's something I need to talk to my sister about. But yeah, just to clarify, no, we didn't just get a 2-year mortgage. We got a 2-year fixed rate mortgage with the house. And we have no plans to move, no plans to go anywhere. Ideally, if we had enough space out the back, I would be extending this house on and on and on, but unfortunately we can't. The only option we have is potentially turning the loft into a room, and we don't actually use our loft. I've never been up there, there's nothing in it, so it's a potential, but at the minute we don't even have the money to even consider doing that. So yeah, no plans to move, we're staying here. Don't worry guys, I know you guys love this house so much as well. And yeah, we'll be here for the long run. I have no intentions of going anywhere. I love it here so much. I feel so lucky and blessed that at 21 I was even able to buy this house. Like, such a dream house to have for your first home, and yeah, I never want to leave. But I think that's where I'm going to leave it, guys, because I've been chatting for a very long time. I think I've answered all the main questions that you guys wanted to know. If there's anything else, obviously just message me on Instagram. I'll do another Q&A box on Instagram too, so make sure you're following me over there, because I post like a lot more like updates, you know, real-time kind of vibes. I'm not very good on YouTube. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed listening to me blabber on. I hope I answered all your questions. Thank you so much for always being there for me and just being the best ever. I feel so blessed and grateful with like my following. Like, I hate saying that, but all of you guys genuinely feel like my friends, and I couldn't be more blessed with who I've got following me on this journey. But yeah, I'm gonna go and sit in the sun with my rabbits and enjoy the rest of my coffee, and it's gonna go straight through me. I can already feel it coming. It's brewing. I gotta go. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, love you guys so much, and I'll see you very soon for another video. Ciao. Love you so much. Love you, bye.